happens?
So a patient has to have suffered some kind of disease or illness in which they can be deemed brain dead. Every time a patient meets these certain qualifications, we're required to call the donor recovery service, whether or not the patient is brain dead or not yet, so that they can come in and do an outside assessment whether or not the family has spoken about it, whether or not we know anything about their organ donation status. And then if a patient does move along in the dying process and does seem to be brain dead and the family's on board for organ donation, the donor recovery services will be the one that initially starts talking to them. So it doesn't seem like we're not trying for their family member anymore. So there's another aspect that comes in, so it doesn't seem like we're the bad guys, I guess. They come in, if someone agrees, says yeah, they want to be an organ donor, we do brain death testing. If they are deemed brain dead, then at the end of the brain death testing, we're actually signed a death certificate, and so a patient is legally dead even though their heart's still beating. We go along, and then there's a couple of days in which they draw an unimaginable amount of lab tests and do a bunch of biopsies and such so that they can make sure that the donor is a perfect match to the receiver. But then, so organ donation sets up a time, and surgeons come in from all around. The surgeons usually procure their own organs that they're going to put in their own patients, and so surgeons are flown in